Hello, I'm Doug, and this is a Taste and Sensibility channel. And today on Brie-Like Cheeses number 10, we're looking at Humboldt Fog, a product of a craft creamery somewhere in California, Cypress Grove. I think it's probably in Marin County or somewhere up there, but I could be wrong. I'm just guessing. I'm just trying to remember. So this cheese is mentioned in Liz Thorpe's book, The Book of Cheese. This is how I know about it. So she describes how it's got the white Penicillium candidum mold on the outside, which Bries have. And she describes some of the other characteristics. And it's got a fairly mild flavor. It's accessible and approachable. And she says fairly readily available. So I've got this at room temperature, so it's soft and squishy, but now I have to unwrap this tightly wrapped package. This has lots of other non-cheese colors in it, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, I gotta unwrap without destroying the shape. There we go. So Humboldt Fog, $32.99 per pound, and I got $12 worth here. So I see the white mold on the top and the bottom. Yeah, I already need a napkin. I haven't touched it yet. They also use this strange blue-gray ash. There's a line right down the middle. So some people might think it's like a blue cheese or the blue cheese mold. But it is not. I see the gray ash also on the outside, along edges. So somehow they're using it as a protective agent or as a decorative feature. The one down the middle is certainly decorative, but I don't know about the one on the outside of the disc. But the white mold is on there also. So on the nose, you certainly get the characteristic brie, mushroomy notes from the Penicillium candidum mold organism on the outside. That's put on intentionally. It's just a little bit mushroomy and a little bit nutty. And I'm not sure I can pick up any goatiness or anything from the goat milk that it's made from. So let me put this knife away so I don't hurt myself. And we will dive in and get a little taste of this stuff. Salty, tangy. Wow, it's bright. A lemony or a citrus zing to it, for sure. So I'll cut a bigger piece off the edge. Yeah, I've seen quite a few cheeses that use some sort of ash on the outside as a protecting agent. Maybe it's decorative, I don't know exactly what it's for. I need to read up more. But don't be afraid of dark rinded cheeses, because that's probably the least offensive or the most innocuous rind kind there is, because it's not a living organism, it's just a mineral that's harmless. So that brightness comes through on the cracker. Let me get a toasty piece of flatbread and get a little bit more. It's kind of a consistency difference between the outside near the rind and the inside, where it's more liquid near the rind and more cheesecake-like. Cheesecake at room temperature. A little fluffy but a little crumbly, sticky and wet. Sticks to itself more than anything else. But it's clearly flowing and glistening and wet along the outside here. This is a little more solid in consistency. So this is one of the characteristics of Bries. As they age, meaning from 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks, and going out to 3 or 4 months, the liquid portion grows from the rind towards the center until some of them get really liquid and just kind of fall apart. They're scoopable. You can eat them with a spoon, or you have to eat them with a spoon. Knives and forks won't suffice, but this one's not very far along that path. So, Humboldt Fog. Wow. It's good on this flatbread. It's bright. There's dairy notes. It's creamy and buttery in texture, and the mushroom notes are really toned down. The brightness is stronger than the mushroom notes from the rind. There's a hint of goat, and if I got several chances to taste this blind, I'd probably settle on goat is the source of the milk. Let me try. Oh, I knew that was going to break. Let me try this plainer cracker that has a little black pepper. I am liking this one. And Cypress Grove has this thing about Humboldt. In the fresh cheeses series, we did one called Herbs de Humboldt from Cypress Grove. So they use the name in a whimsical way. I don't know, I need to read up more on it and see what their other products are, because several of their cheeses have Humboldt in the name. Yeah, this cheese is going with everything. It's not very goaty, it's not very strong in the mushroomy department. The brightness in that citrus zest, lemony. Something is bright and friendly on the palate, but it's not quite fruity enough or citrusy enough for anyone to call it lemon, but definitely in that direction. So I am liking this. I don't taste any of that ash. None of it makes it onto the palate or flavor spectrum. But the cheese is really good. Buttery, creamy, good mouthfeel. Dairy notes aren't really all that strong. And the brightness and the rind mushroom notes are way, way in the background. I like that a lot. It really works. So I'm going to try this in a pairing with some dried blueberries. And if I can get enough cheese on the cracker, let's do a tiny bit more. I think these are slightly sweetened. I'll get a couple more. I'll just see if they go or don't go. That works out well. Blueberries and the creaminess, the sweetness of the fruit and the fruitiness popping out is a good complement to the dairy notes that are barely there. And it's a good texture contrast also. So now on a flatbread, I want to go with some crystallized ginger, which I think will go with that bright acidic note. It might let me reinterpret that as lemon. Let's see how it works. Oh yeah, creaminess of the cheese toned down the zip and zing of the ginger. And the brightness of the cheese turned way more into a citrus note. So both of those things worked out pretty well. Do I want to do any more pairings? No. I just want to say you should be able to find this at a lot of cheese shops and at Whole Foods. And it should not be too hard to locate if you're interested in finding some of this cheese. It comes in different sizes because I cut it from a big wheel and put out smaller amounts. So look for this if it sounds interesting to you. And if you like the videos that you've been seeing here in this series or any of the other series, please give this video a thumbs up and leave comments or questions down below and subscribe to the channel. and click on that bell to get notified when the new videos come out, usually on Mondays. So we'll be moving right on to our next Brie-Like cheese very shortly. So come back for that, and cheers.